What's going on YouTube? Ichi here, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. In this video it's going to be me just like I want to say going on a little rant, a tirade, but more of a discussion on culture and the evolution of culture or degradation of culture, right? So Star Fox 64 had a remake for the Switch 2, right? And of course there was the infamous character Katt, right? And in modern times, they like to empower females and show a diverse cast of characters, right? And that of course tends to flow towards the female characters. So of course Star Fox 64 being from the 90s, people would say the character tropes were outdated.
Is that any way to greet a girl?
Right. So they modified the newer one, Katt, in the Switch 2. But I would say that people are being, what's the word? Disingenuous, delusional, pretty ignorant when it comes to these types of archetypes, or just different personality roles, or even gender roles when it comes to games and culture, right?
Cat, what are you doing here?
Is that any way to greet a girl? I've got somebody on my tail.
People in the comments are like pretty glad of her redesign, because first of all, her redesign was like, well, the game itself, they shifted towards a more realistic look, right? So the character, like, even that is like pretty unsettling. It's like a uncanny valley, so to speak, because the characters look a little too realistic, and like the style just doesn't hold up like the old 3D models did, because it kind of flowed with the technology and the aesthetic kind of matched and it looked good. But this new hyper realistic looking style just doesn't really fit. Like, I don't think it fits towards Star Fox. Hell, look at Star Fox in the Super Mario's movie. He looked good. He looked animated, but like a little realistic, but cartoony and stylish at the same time. Same thing with the Star Fox special. How it was like 3D CGI models, but they were like stylish and it matched. But this hyper realistic take on the characters and these animal forms, anthropomorphic, it kind of just doesn't work and it feels awkward. And Katt especially, like, Katt looks super like ugly. She's not feminine or attractive to look at. Like, not attractive as in like a gooner sense, but as in like just an appealing way. And even Fox looks like fluffy and fat, and because the fur kind of puffs them out, and it just doesn't look appealing either, right? So but yeah, people in the comments would say stuff like, oh, I'm surprised at how much I like this version of Katt. She's a lot more playful and fun. It's like, you ignoramus. She was like that in her 64 iteration.
Mess with me and you'll get scratched. Are you gonna hog all the fun? Let me help you out. Make way for Katt. Beautiful. I could kiss you for that. You owe me, Falco. You're on your own. Good luck, little man.
And then let's get this out the way, because Star Fox remake for the Switch, they remade this game 4 times already. The game first appeared on a Super Nintendo. Then they remade it for the 64.
See him up ahead. Let's rock and roll.
Then the 3DS.
See him up ahead. Let's rock and roll.
And then the Wii U.
All right, boys. Let's rock and roll.
Like, this game has been remade 4 times already. And then the Switch too. So this game is not unique. You know, it's not anything of great interest. They literally keep remaking the same freaking game over and over, instead of actually getting like a sequel. Cause we could have had a sequel to Star Fox Adventure 2 or Star Fox Assault Part 2. We could have had a real sequel, but Nintendo doesn't want to take the risk. They rather just keep remaking the same game over and over because they know people will buy it, and they do. But yeah, they talk about this version of Katt is they like it because she's not as flirty as she was in the 90s 64 version, right? What else people say? Yeah, they really did the dialogue well for this remake, and Katt is no exception. Like, that's what I mean by the shift in culture, because having like flirty women and confident women is looked down upon. But at the same time, these people contradict themselves, because these same people will be gooning for these like Twitch models or VTuber models that do the same thing. Like, these people are hypocrites. They gave her a personality. Ugly Katt also had a personality, just out of left field for a game like Star Fox. I was afraid they would actually strip that personality away, judging from what we saw in the trailer, but I like her new lines and voice now. And somebody was like, what personality? Being Falco's past fling? It's like, man. More like a rowdy tomboy than a flirtatious creeper on Falco. Flirtatious creeper. They called Katt a flirtatious creeper. Being confident in who you are as a person, like these are things that these people would cheer for, but at the same time they're trying to like minimalize it, criticize it. These people are such hypocrites. They don't know what they want in this culture. It's disgusting and it's dishonest. The original was too cliche, like, look, I'm the girl of the game, and acted only purpose to be a flirt interest for the guys. Now, obviously, 30 years and several feminist waves later is not really the same, but I really prefer her now. She has a real personality. I really like the way she acts as a counterweight for Falco's arrogance. They all keep saying, you notice how like this is the buzzword, right? Real personality. All y'all keep saying real personality, being flirtatious and confident, and your sexuality is empowering, male or female. Like, literally. And it just goes on and on about people being just ignorant and shaming her and like downplaying the culture. That women can't be sexy and confident and empowered. They have to be, you know, just a, you know, a feminist archetype. And it's like, that's just wrong. And that's not how it should be. Because you look at the 90s, there's a lot of like cartoon media with you know, I don't want to say sexual, but they had characters that were, you know, it appealed to the male gaze, you know, because media was made by men and consumed by men, right? And hell, like Dave Chappelle even said, he said our tests in life are different for men and women. Women are material, and a man's test in life is a woman. And what he meant by that is what the things that we desire.
men have nice cars. Not because they like nice cars, because they know women like nice cars.
And then he goes on with his sketch. But yes, in the 90s, like, the media was made by men, consumed by men, and there was nothing wrong with that. And then the best cartoons were the cartoons that you can watch with your kids as an adult. And there were jokes that adults understood and kids didn't quite get, because, you know, it was smart humor. That's pretty much how it was. And that was the culture back then. This was like during like the 90s and even before then. Because there's some cartoons in the 60s where they're, you know, they got some pretty risque entertainment. Hell, from Looney Tunes to Tax Avery, I think his name was, or whatever. Space Jam, they had Lola Bunny, the infamous Lola Bunny. To Animaniacs, they had Hello Nurse, Minerva the Mink. Then they had Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit.
Need any help, little camper?
Of course not. I'm a regular mountain man. Oh, man.
The infamous Jessica Rabbit. It's just things like that. Like, they just shame sexy women and confident women. And it's just totally hypocritical, because at the one hand they praise feminism and women being independent, making their own decisions and being strong, but at the same time they shame women for being sexually appealing and confident. And it's like, you guys make no sense and you guys are inconsistent. And I'm just tired of the hypocrisy. A real personality. So yeah, this video is just a food for thought of how the culture just shifted into this weird downward spiral of just hypocrisy and the, you know, the woke take on our culture, the censorship of our culture, and because, you know, it stems from other games too, in media. How they uglify women. They don't like women to be attractive in video games. But, you know, that could be a separate video, because God of War is a perfect, like, there's many games that do this to their female protagonists. There's honestly a YouTuber, what's his name, Kyle. He nails this interpretation of this topic. But yeah, he covers it better than I do. But that's what this media does. That's what this culture does. This shift in the cultures. It's very dishonest and very hypocritical. And just cause a woman is sexy and confident doesn't mean that she doesn't have a personality or she isn't empowered, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, they make it seem like it's such a bad thing. Like, do they forget how the human race continues? You know, how the human race propagates. Like, men and women need each other, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how the world works. That's how the world continues, and that's how it will continue, and that's how it will end. There's nothing wrong with strong men. And there's nothing wrong with sexy women. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, this is Ichi, and I'll see you guys for the next rant. Peace.